Executive Director here at the Nye Museum. Thank you all so much for coming out today. So first, who has been here before? All right, who have you been? Who is here for the first time? All right, so you that are raising your hands now, connect with somebody that just raised their hand so they can tell you all about us afterwards. First, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Cape Cod 5 and the Cape Cod Foundation and Sandwich Animal Hospital for their support. To give you a little bit of background on why we're having this concert today, just about 2 weeks ago we had our special exhibit in here, and it was on Scorton Harbor in the dock and shipyard that used to be there. And I went back, I want to say in maybe January, February, in the winter, on a really cold winter's night, to the Cape Cod Maritime Museum. And I saw this wonderful duo performing. I was like, we have to have them. So they thankfully agreed and wonderfully came from Martha's Vineyard, all the way from Martha's Vineyard today. So Mark Allen Lovewell and Molly Conole come from Martha's Vineyard. Mark is a Renaissance man, a storyteller, a sea shanty singer, musician, writer, and photographer. Molly is a performer, composer, writer, producer, and recording artist. Sharing her gifts with her community is a huge part of who Molly is. From her involvement with the Island Community Chorus, to conducting her church choir at the First Congregational Church, to playing in the bell choir or for drama performances, Molly brings the joy of music with her. So music, really transcends time, and with sea shanties, they were often used to boost morale, to help people stay coordinated while they're working, and for entertainment. And they were often in the form of call and response. So with that being said, we look forward to their performance.
A few of you out there with cameras, and we do encourage you to share any video you're going to take of us. And all we ask in return is that you let us take your picture. No, because we never get a chance to show our wonderful audience to the people back home. Let's see you guys all do a little cheese. There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll share that too. We already know we're going to have a fabulous time here. So thank you so much. We're going to start off with a local song, aren't we?
That's right. I am so glad you're here, honestly. As a musician, and there are so many musicians around who perform by themselves and whatever, we are so blessed to have an audience like you live.
Yes.
It's so good. The first song we're going to do is called Cape Cod Girls. And this should be an indigenous song.
Now I see some head nods here, so we're expecting you to sing along.
In a more perfect world, it would be a required song that they would play and sing in the schools around. And then amongst you, some of you may be hearing this for the first time. But the stories of Cape Cod, the music of Cape Cod, is so rich and so overflowing. And this song is an amazing song. You gotta visualize in your mind the reason why this place is called Cape Cod. Am I correct? You all know why, right? Because there was a guy named Bartholomew Gosnold in 1602 who was going around in a boat. And he was going around naming things. And Nantucket already had a name, and he saw Martha's Vineyard, he named Martha's Vineyard, and he saw Cape Cod. 1602 we're talking about. Now today, you wouldn't dare call it, because there aren't as many cod around, and that would not be the first thought that came to your mind. But it was the first thought that came to his mind. And the thing that is so amazing, and why you should feel really good inside about your heritage, is that 18 years later, the Pilgrims came here. And they weren't coming here to go on vacation. They were coming here to get away, and they were coming here, and they knew, thanks to Bartholomew, that there was food here.
Cape Cod.
We'll go to Cape Cod. We love cod. Am I right? Please say yes.
Yes.
Do we have any historians out there? Please say yes.
Yes.
So if you got to imagine in your mind that in those days, in 1600, 1700, 1800s, they hadn't yet invented the supermarket. So when you went to prepare your dinner, what did you have for dinner? You ate local. Am I right? Please say yes. You ate local. There were no grocery stores coming in providing food from all the way as far away as Africa and North. You know, it was all local. So what do you think you often had for dinner? Cod. What do you think you also had for breakfast? And what might you have for lunch? Now, I know there's somebody out there who's going to say, well, you had shellfish too. But the bottom line is that you had to have a sense of humor if you lived on Cape Cod, because
You're eating a lot of it.
and this song is supposed to be a funny song.
All right, you got your work cut out for you.
And now, Cape Cod girls, they only use no combs.
All the way, all the way,
They comb their hair with codfish bones.
found a way for Australia.
So it's heave it up, my bully boys.
All the way.
Now, I think you're getting it, right? I mean, you're going to help me now. You're going to help me with the song, right? We're going to start all over again, okay? All the way. They comb their hair with codfish bones. So it's heave it up, my bully boys. Heave it up and don't you make a noise. Well, now Cape Cod boys, they don't use no sleds. They slide down the dunes on codfish heads. So it's heave it up, my bully boys. Heave it up and don't you make a noise. Well, now Cape Cod doctors, they don't use no pills. They feed their patients on codfish gills. So it's heave it up, my bully boys. Heave it up and don't you make a noise. Well, now Cape Cod cats, they have no tails. They lost them to those southwestern gales. So it's heave it up, my bully boys. Heave it up and don't you make a noise. All right, the last verse, and you know it, because it's also the first verse. So please sing with us. Well, now Cape Cod girls, they don't use no combs. They comb their hair with codfish bones. So it's heave it up, my bully boys. Heave it up and don't you make a noise.
That's right.
How many of you have heard that song before? Yay! Well, there are different versions of it, and they're all relevant. You gotta think 20, 30, 40 verses to it. Now, the thing is, you're gonna be asking the question, why does he keep singing the word Australia? Why would Australia show up in a song about Cape Cod? Right? Wasn't that your question?
Absolutely.
Well, the thing is, this song goes back to before the Civil War. In the early 1800s, the word got out from South Australia. This is before they discovered gold in San Francisco in California. You know that story, right, Ellen? So how it got, the word got out of South Australia that there was gold. No internet. No telephone, no news, no media, no nothing, but the word traveled quickly around the world. And believe it, a lot of people here moved. They went to Australia to get the gold. Okay? And that's before the 49ers, the 1849ers went to California, because this was you drive around here and you won't believe this. This place was pretty pathetic back then. There was a lot of sand. There still is.
It's pretty nice though.
And it was a bit of a struggle making a living here. You either went to sea or you went to sea. You tried to grow something in the sand. So that's why this song prevailed, because a lot of people went to. Now I'm going to sing another song to you. I'm going to archipelago. That connects Martha's Vineyard to here. This is a song called Desolation. And I want you to, oh, you know the song? This is a song that, listen to what I'm saying. This is a song, this is of 5 centuries, okay? This is, sing a little rhyme as I have a little time about the meanest ship afloat in creation. Her name it is the Mitchell, from Edgartown did sail, and they fitted her out to go to Desolation. Her officers were natives of old Cape Cod, a place where there is nothing to eat on. Well, the product of their land is mackerel, bones, and sand. And it's starve yourself or go to Desolation. On board of some ships they have plenty to eat, but here they put a stop to our ration. It's all of us find our work and see what we got, and it's starve yourself upon Desolation. Beer and flour didn't last, bread 3 times a day. Milk and fresh greens were our privation. So all of us work for nothing and find your own grub, and it's starve yourself or go to Desolation. Well, I've had a little time to sing a little rhyme about the meanest ship afloat in creation. Her name it is the Mitchell, from Edgartown did sail, and they fitted her out to go to Desolation. And, you know, when you sing a song, Ewan McCall recorded that song, and you know him. You know him by the song that he wrote, First time ever I saw your face. You remember that song? He wrote that song in England, and he recorded that song that I just sang for you. The song has traveled the world and still lives today. People have come up to me, well, was a Mitchell? Yeah. Right? With the help of the folks at the New Bedford Whaling Museum, we dug it up. We actually looked it up, and there was a ship that went to Desolation. And so these are stories, these songs we sing for you. They're not just something, you know, they're part of our story. And the other part that's even fun about it is that if you're trying to understand the heritage and history of your community, explore the idea of songs and stories that have been written down. And that's one of them. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun little piece? Now you all know this sea shanty.
Okay.
All right. This is the most popular song among sea shanty singers. And I would be shocked if you didn't know it.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken
we're singing it here today and having a lot of fun with it, okay? We won't tell them. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Well, that's way, hey, up she rises, way, hey, up she rises, way, hey, up she rises, early in the morning. Haul 'em on top of the mast, oh yes, and haul 'em on top of the mast, oh yes. Haul 'em on top of the mast, oh yes, and early in the morning. Here we go. Way, hey, up she rises, way, hey, up she rises, way, hey, up she rises, early in the morning. We're going to divide this group in half. Your side is going to say, way, hey. Say it. Way, hey. Say it like you believe it. Way, hey. Because on this side, they're listening to you. Say it again. Way, hey. Right over here. Your part is up she rises.
Oh, that's
And you have to put some religion into it, okay? Because they're sitting over here listening, and Amy's going to give a prize. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't know you were coming here to sing this, did you? Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Early in the morning. Here we go. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Oh, that was so good. So good.
Give him a cold shower until he's sober.
Give him a cold shower until he's sober. Give him a cold shower until he's sober. Early in the morning.
Here we go. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Well, put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Early in the morning. Here we go. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Well, we're going to do it all together now. We'll do the chorus. Ready? That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with a drunken sailor. That's what we do with a drunken sailor. Early in the morning. Here you go. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the
Pirates out here. I swear there's some pirates out here. Yes!
That was the time you should have taken their picture. They were looking so wonderful. Oh my God, you all look great.
Might sneak it under here. Yeah. How about this one here? Yeah?
Oh, we gotta mention the movie Jaws.
50th anniversary.
I don't know how many of you remember that movie. How many of you saw it? You might as well admit it. Be proud of it. Raise your hand high. Don't just do this. Raise your hand high. There is a tiny little piece in the movie.
That was the part that I was in. No, that's really true. I really was in the movie. And it was a very tiny piece. But that's not the one he's talking about.
She was in the movie. She was actually in it.
I was in the beach, on the beach scene when they're panning across the 4th of July scene. Happy little band music just before the kid gets chomped, right? So I'm looking right across the beach here. And there's a little gazebo that they built on the beach. Well, if you freeze frame that, you're gonna see this little flute player sitting there with her leg like this. You'll see the leg. You'll see the afro hair, which was really big in the 70s. And I understand that. So that was my big motor startup. I bought a 10-speed bike with that money. That's an extra for a week. Boy, was it cold. It was June. They were making these poor people go in the water when I was lucky I had a band uniform. Anyway, we digress.
She upstaged me. That was great.
That was a good story.
That was good. I didn't even know that was coming.
Oh.
We play a lot together, but we don't always know what's coming.
Okay.
So there's a tiny little piece in the movie when they're below deck on the boat Orca.
Yes.
What was the name of the guy?
Quint. That's
He
right.
starts singing.
He starts singing, remember that?
He starts, you remember that? And there's a tiny little piece he's singing. We're going to do a version of it.
This is a different tune to it, but you're going to hear some words that you recognize. A little bit different version.
Yeah, I'm going to do it a different way than he did it.
So, yeah.
But it's still the old song. Farewell to your bright Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu to your ladies of Spain.
Remember that?
Our captains commanded we sail for England. Straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go. And your part is, we'll rant and we'll roar like New Bedford women. We'll rant and we'll roar like never alone. Until we decide that old gay headline. It's straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. That love song. Our ship too with the wind from the southwest. Our ship too with the lead sounding clear. We'll fill our main topsails and sail straight away, boys. Straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go. Here's your part. We'll rant and we'll roar like the New Bedford women. We'll rant and we'll roar. On, come on, you got a little. You know, one of the reasons why you may not be sounding as good as you used to sound is you gotta have some air in your lungs before you open your mouth. If you're sitting down there like this and you're not taking any air, no wonder we don't hear you.
They think they're deaf there. Come on,
So,
come on.
are you all with me now? Please say yes.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
And we'll roar like New Bedford women. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck all along until we decide that old gay headline. Straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. Yeah.
So let every man toss off the full bumper, and let every man toss off a full glass,
Yeah.
and we'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy. Here's to the health of each true-hearted lass. Last time, here we go. We'll
Rant and we'll roar
like New Bedford women. We'll
rant and we'll roar
on deck and below until we decide that old gay headline. It's straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go. We'll go. We'll go.
A toast to you.
Isn't it fun singing? We don't have to sing every song, but we do try. It's just, you know, I don't know about you, but when, you know, we love the digital age. It's a wonderful thing, you know, it presents you with all kinds of great music. You can tune in on your computer and whatever, and that's really fun. And when you were growing up as a kid, you listened to it on the radio, or you had a record player or something like that.
Or CDs.
Or
That's a lovely
We
segue.
got CDs of it. Anyway, so the idea of music is wonderful. It's a great thing, and digital age brings it all to us. However, I have to say this has been an enormous change in the way the world is with music these days. How many of you walk down the street and never hear anybody oh my God. Anytime you're walking down the street now, when you're watching somebody painting a picket fence, I think you got a few around here. When I was a kid, I remember they would be painting the picket fence and I'd hear them doing mouth music. Has anybody ever heard mouth music? Do you know what mouth music is?
Come on, do some with us. So no real words, just singing, just making up a little tune. A jaunty little tune.
Remember the time when people used to sing to themselves?
That's true.
Anyway, please say yes. You're not that young.
That's good. We have good memories here. Good.
Anyway, the idea is music has become such a spectator art
That's true.
when you can actually participate.
That's right. And we're going to take you, for this song, we're going to take you all the way up northeast to Greenland. Because there again, all these people looking for the fish and the whales had to travel further and further and further because they suddenly weren't that many here anymore. So this one is taking us to Greenland.
This is a whaling song, and I want to be up front with you in this moment. Whaling is a part of our heritage. It's part of our community story. It's part of who we are, and it is rich in stories. Rich in stories. On Cape Cod, so many ships were built here. So many sailors went to sea. Only from Cape Cod because you knew the water. You knew the breeze. You knew the wind. A whole legacy of people going to sea. And that story is an important story. Now, I realize today, how many of you love whales? Please raise your hand proudly. Please raise your, I want everybody to raise your hand. How many of you love whales?
And no whale haters allowed in this crowd.
You're not left out, you're not leaving this building if you don't love whales. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not singing these songs, these whaling songs. I'm not singing them because I'm in favor of killing whales. No. I am singing these songs because I'm in favor of our story. It's who we are. It helped define us. It helped make our community wonderful because it's a legacy. And we learned so many things. I'm not going to get to speeches about it. It's an environmental story that only you know. No one else. So I'm going to sing this song for you, and it's an amazing song because they don't write songs like this. You can go hunting on the internet, you can hunt on the radio, but this is a song that tells a story. And it's a story that has lasted hundreds of years, and it's our story. Well, look out, he stood on the cross trees with a spyglass in his hand. There's a way She glows at every span, brave boy. She glows at every span. Well, the captain, he stood on the quarterdeck. What a fine old man was he. Overhaul, overhaul, let your davit tackles fall, and launch your boats out to sea, brave boy, and launch your boats out to sea. Well, we launched our boats with the men aboard, and the whale was in full view. Resolved was each a sailor bold to sail where the whale fish flew, to sail where the whale fish flew. Well, we struck that whale and the line paid out, but she gave a flourish with her tail, and the boat capsized and 4 men were lost. We never caught that whale, brave boy. We never caught that whale. That whale, our captain, he said, it grieves my heart full sore, but to lose 4 of my gallant men, it grieves me 10 times more. Grieves me 10 Greenland is a dreadful place, a place that's never heard green, where there's ice and snow, and the whale fishes blow, and daylight seldom seen, brave boy, daylight seldom seen.
I love that song. It's such a good. I love it because the whale gets away.
How many are descendant of whaling families? We got any people out there? Be proud, raise your hand. Anybody?
Yes, too.
Anybody whose neighbor was a descendant of a whale?
Anyone who's heard of a whale?
Anybody descendant of a whaling? Anybody descendant of a fishing community? Fishermen? Anybody fishermen in your community?
Yay!
Be proud, raise your hand.
That's right.
Well, we all know the Moby Dick, Herman Melville. you're not required to read the whole book. You're old enough. You don't have to read the whole book. But you get the story, right? You get the story. And the Herman Melville story was the connection to the Vineyard was, he was 23 years old. And he went on a ship, a New Bedford ship. Does anybody know the name of the captain? Does anybody know the name of the ship? Oh, this is fun. It's got, Moby Dick, it's amazing. It's in English literature, a story of
Captain Kirk.
I mean, I was 23 years old. I signed on a ship, but there was no harpoon involved. The problem with literature, you can't read literature. It has an effect on your life. Well, today they all watch television, so forget that. But anyhow, the idea I was 23 years old, I wanted to go to sea, and I did. Anyhow, Herman Melville signed aboard a ship called the Acushnet. It's an amazing vessel. It sailed out of New Bedford. And the captain of her was a gentleman named Captain Valentine Pease from Edgartown, for whom I'm a descendant. In some places you can't share that. No, but anyhow, the idea is that the legacy, the stories of our community, the stories of you, the stories, they're connecting us all together. Now, I always thought Valentine Pease, and we were always as a family, were telling the story that he was a nice man.
Uh-oh. I think we're going to have a truth moment here.
I would invite you to go home and Google Valentine Pease, because there's a... Anyway, so the story about Valentine Pease, we always thought he was a nice man.
Well, with a name like Valentine, wouldn't you think he had a heart filled with love?
And so Valentine Pease had a house in South Water Street, a block away from where I worked for 45 years, a block away from the Vineyard Gazette. And his house, now you'll know this. Anybody heard of Patricia Neal?
Actress, yeah.
She had a summer home in Edgartown. She lived in Valentine Pease's house. Isn't that amazing? So you can't, wherever you live you can't, I understand there are houses that are only 10 years old, 5 years old, and there's a house being built in my house. Next door to me that is only minutes old. But the stories of our community, and the reason why we have museums, and the reason why we love Amy is that you can't just live in a woody scrub oak area with streams running around you and not be curious about how it was before you got here. Am I correctly saying that?
Yes.
And when you know these stories, they enrich your life. They enrich the stories of your life. And if you have a story to share with a grandchild or a child or a friend or a neighbor, it matters. Am I right? Please say yes. Yes. So anyhow, but I'm going to digress and say that sea shanties are an important way for us to find out who the heck these people were.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And these whalemen traveled the globe. They traveled the globe before jets, before some of them did things, before trains. The whalemen just traveled the world before the explorers did, because they were driven. Anyhow, I want to share with you a song that's fun. It's a funny song, because if anybody have a boat, you know that in order to have a boat, you have to have a sense of humor. And if you're going to spend anything more than 45 minutes, if you spend any more time than 30 minutes, you have to have a sense of humor on board your boat.
Especially if
so-
you're stuck on it for 2 whole years, you
So
better find something to
sailors-
do, and something
This
to
is
laugh about.
this is a very funny song. It should be on Saturday Night Live. But the reason why it's not on Saturday Night Live is 3 reasons.
All right, number 1.
It's too long.
It's way too many verses.
Everything they do on Saturday Night Live is less than 3 minutes long. Am I right? Because they got in for commercials in between, and the attention span of the American public is. And you can't put a commercial in between it.
That's true.
That's the second reason. And the third reason you'll never hear it on the radio or on television or anything like that is it's out of fashion.
That's true. But it's in fashion in this room. So here we
So I
go.
already know you know how to sing because we've already demonstrated that. I want you all to say once more.
Once more.
Say it like it's important.
Once more.
Say it like you have to go back to work Monday morning.
Once more.
Now, this is a funny song, which means you have to pay attention to what the words are. Otherwise, it's not funny. So if the person sitting next to you is laughing and you're not, probably the key reason is you weren't paying attention. Well, I met a young gal from Frisco town. My heart was not my own. We kissed when we parted. My money and watch was gone. As I was a-walking down the street, the people said to me, now there goes a brave young whaler man who's off to sea once more. Here's your part. Once more, once more, I'm off to sea once more. I'm off to sea once more. Well, a boarding master picked me up. His name was Shanghai Brown. I asked for him to take me in, but he looked at me with a frown. The last time that I paid you off, you chalked me no more score. But I'll take your advance and I'll give you a chance. I'll send you to sea. Once more, once more, once more. I'm off to sea once more. Well, I'll take your advance and I'll give you a chance. I'll send you to sea. Once more. Well, he shipped me aboard a whaling ship bound for the Arctic Sea. When the cold wind blows this ice and snow, Jamaica rum would freeze. Oh, I can't stay here, I have no gear. I spent my money ashore. 'Twas then that I wished that I was dead and go to sea. Once more, once more, once more. I'm off to sea once more. I'll take your advance and I'll give you a chance. I'll send you to sea. Once more. Well, sometimes we got sperm whales and sometimes we got none. With a 20-foot oar stuck to your hand, you rode all night long. And when all the wind would come along, you slept upon your oar. Oh, your back is weak, you shall not seek a berth at sea. Once more, once more, once more. I'm off to sea once more. Oh, your back is weak, you shall not seek a berth at sea. All right, so this is the verse that you're paying for. So come all you brave young whaler men and listen to my song. When you go on the whaling trip, I'll tell you what's good is wrong. Take my advice, don't drink strong drink or travel along the shore. But get married, me lads, and spend your nights in and go to sea. No more! Once more, we're off to sea once more. But get married, me lads, and spend your nights in Come all young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. Blow, ye winds, westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southward, so steady she goes.